Hello everyone, this is Catherine, otherwise known as Kerr Avenson, and I'm going to show you how I prepare my photo paper for pouring. So this is Kodak Ultra Premium photo paper. This happens to be glossy, but you can get satin or matte, doesn't matter. I got mine in a box of 50. See, box of 50. And I use the Ultra Premium because I tried the Premium and it was not suitable. It warped and buckled under the wetness of the fluid acrylic. But since it's paper, you know, it's floppy, and some techniques require non-floppiness. So I made these little platforms to stick my paper onto. Now this is platform Mark 1. It is corrugated cardboard and non-stick paper, you know, baking paper, wax paper, freezer paper, whatever it is that is your standard non-stick paper. And then I cut it out, folded it over and stuck it with lots of wide tape to the cardboard. And I say lots of wide because it being non-stick paper, the tape doesn't want to stick. In this case it's packing tape, but masking tape will do as well. I did some with masking tape. And I would just stick my paper to this with masking tape. But I wanted something a bit better, so I found this corrugated plastic, which is reasonably non-stick, and therefore I didn't need to stick non-stick paper to it. And Mark II, I took push pins and pushed them in, but they of course stuck all the way through, so I had to cover the point with little bits of heavy foam. So this is Mark III, where I basically cut off most of the point, put it through, and then glued it with hot glue. And you may say, well, why are you sticking pins on these? Well, it's just the same principle that people use sticking pins into their canvases. It's so that you can put your thing down and it won't sort of be swimming in the paint that's underneath. Of course, the other reason that you do it to canvas is to let the air flow underneath, but I'm not sure that makes a lot of difference with paper. So you can see I have two sizes here, a larger size and one that exactly fits the paper. By the way, this photo paper, you may have seen that it was A4. I have cut them in half because I find it more convenient to work with A5. And it's a lot cheaper to buy A4 and cut it in half than try buying A5. It's really not economical. And I have a nice guillotine, so I can just go slop and cut them in half. So how I set them up is I take some low-tack masking tape. You can use higher tack masking tape, but I find that low tack is less likely to damage things. And I'm just putting it on one end. Cut that off carefully. Cut that side off carefully. Do it to the other side. Make sure you stuck it down, because since it's low tack, it doesn't want to stick very much. But definitely use masking tape. Do not use packing tape, because that will damage your paper, because it's not designed to come off nicely. And some people would stop there. I'm not stopping there, because I want the paper to be held down completely, and this is to prevent paint getting underneath the paper, because of course with acrylic pouring, the paint is going to get everywhere, you know it. And what I found originally when I only taped two sides is the paint would get underneath and it wouldn't dry. So then what would happen is that when I had dried, the top was dry, and I thought, oh yeah, this is dry. And then I would take it off the platform and the whole underneath would be sopping wet, and I would have to then wait another day for that side to dry. What I find with this is that, yeah, you still can get some paint underneath, but it's just a little bit on the edges, and you can carefully wipe that off. So here we are, and we have to fold that up and then carefully fold that and that. So we're making a sort of little pocket, and this is not where I usually do it, so I don't normally find it sort of sticking to the silicone mat, because I don't do it on the silicone mat. And that corner and that corner, and then we lift it up. We take our little platform and we put it down, press lightly, and then press hard. And the reason why we press lightly initially on that side is that if we press hard, this thing is going to bend in the middle. And why is it sticking? I think it's just the static. Yeah. And so we have one little platform prepared. That's just a bit of dust. And yeah, it may stick out a little, but generally speaking, that's fine. I feel like going duh, because if it's sticking to the silicone, then I should take the silicone away. So this is how I prepare my paper. Low tack masking tape. I got mine at Bunnings. I can't remember the brand. The inside of the tape says Saint-Gobain tape, and it has a bear on it. So So it must be the Bear brand. Trim the edges. And do the short ends. And make sure that it's lying flat. I sort of mark the place with my index finger so I know where to cut. And then we fold it over. That's why we're taping on the back side, because we want as much of the paper available to have paint poured on it as possible. And the other thing that this does is protect the underside of the paper from having paint flood under it. Ooh, oh dear, that just came undone. It's fixable. So then place it on the platform lightly. That's just some paint specks. And then turn it over and press hard. If you don't want to press hard when it's up this way, or it will bend in the middle and you may actually damage the platform, because it is flexible, and if you bend it too much it will crease, which will not be a good thing because it is just corrugated plastic there. And if you have little flecks of stuff on it, just take them off. And there you are. And that's the last of my platforms. I'm now ready to pour.